Hello friends, welcome to yet another captivating video of Wisdom Zone. This is Shubro, and friends, I'm quite sure you have already guessed it from the thumbnail that today I have the 24th session of English conversation practice, and in today's video I'm gonna give you 12 very important English vocabulary for everyday English conversation. So it is my earnest request to all of you, please watch this video to learn all the important 12 everyday English vocabulary I'm gonna discuss today. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not wait friends. Immediately go ahead and subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon to get the first notification. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. 3, 2, 1. So friends, welcome back once again to this captivating video on English conversation practice, and today I am gonna give you some extremely important vocabulary for everyday English conversation, because today I have the 24th session on English conversation practice. So before I go ahead, let me quickly remind all of you that I have provided the previous 23 links on English conversation practice in the description. So if you haven't checked the previous videos yet, do not forget to check the links given in the description. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So friends, let me inform you that today you are gonna get some extremely important English vocabulary for everyday English conversation. They are quite easy and simple to use, and they are required for everyday English conversation. So without further ado, let's get started with everyday English vocabulary. So as you see friends, the first important vocabulary for everyday English conversation is drench. Let me repeat, it's drench. Drench is a verb. It is quite frequently used and it is important for your everyday English conversation. It means to get wet. Suppose you get wet in rain, so that time you can say I got drenched in the rain. So as you see the example, Tom got drenched in the rain. That means he got wet, or you can say soaked also. So up next we are going to see the second important vocabulary for everyday life, which is on your screen, that is perspire. Let me repeat, it's perspire. Perspire is also a verb. It means to sweat. Sweating is also called perspiring. When there is excess humidity and you tend to sweat, that's called to perspire. It's a better term to use in your everyday English conversation. So let me show you how to use this beautiful word. He was perspiring as it was scorching hot outside. So I'm quite sure you have understood how to use this beautiful word perspire. Up next we are going to see the third amazing English vocabulary for everyday English conversation, which is starve. Let me repeat, it's starve. It is also a verb. It means to suffer from extreme hunger. That's called to starve, and it is very useful. Try to remember and use it in your everyday English conversation. Let me show you how to use it. Sam was starving as he didn't get anything to eat. That means he was feeling extremely hungry. He was so hungry that he was about to die perhaps. To suffer from extreme hunger is called starve. So up next we are going to focus on the fourth one, that is furious. Let me repeat, it's furious. It is an adjective. It means very angry. So I'm quite sure you are going to use it because it's very important. Instead of saying very angry again and again, you can use the term furious. So let me show you how to use it in everyday English conversation. His teacher was furious to see the mistakes. That means his teacher became very angry to see the mistakes. So I'm quite sure it's clear. Up next we will see another interesting word for everyday English conversation. So that is on your screen, puke. Let me repeat, it's a very short useful word. It's puke, and it's also a verb. Puke means to vomit. So instead of saying vomit, you can use puke, but it is used informally, so you cannot use that in formal conversation. In informal conversation you can use puke. So let me show you how to use it in your everyday English conversation. The baby puked after drinking milk. That means the baby vomited, in fact. So up next we are going to see the sixth important everyday English vocabulary, that is wink. Let me repeat, it's wink. It is used as a verb as well as a noun. It means to blink or close and open one eye quickly. That's called to wink. So let me show you how to use it. Paul winked at Stella. So I'm quite sure it's clear. So up next we are also going to see the seventh one, that is drool. It is also useful vocabulary and it is used in everyday English conversation. Drool is used as a verb as well as a noun. So it means to drop saliva uncontrollably from the mouth. When someone drops saliva, or it can be an animal also, when it drops saliva in a very uncontrolled way, uncontrollably from the mouth. That's called drool. So remember it, it is used and it is very much required in your day-to-day English conversation. So let me show you how to use it. The dog started drooling on the carpet. That means it started dropping saliva from its mouth on the carpet. So I'm quite sure it's clear. Up next we are going to see the 8th vocabulary for everyday English conversation, that is giggle. Let me repeat, it's giggle. Again, it is used as a verb as well as a noun. It means to laugh repeatedly in a quiet but uncontrolled way. That's called to giggle. So let me show you. We heard a giggle in the back row. That means we heard repeated laughter, uncontrollable laughter perhaps. That's why this word is used. We heard a giggle. Up next we are going to turn our attention to the 9th one, that is spat. Let me repeat it, spat. Spat is a noun. It means a brief quarrel or argument is called spat. So let me show you how to use this very important vocabulary. Last week Tony had a spat with his girlfriend. That means he had a brief quarrel or argument with his girlfriend. I'm quite sure it's clear. Up next we are going to focus on the 10th vocabulary for everyday English conversation, that is drip. Let me repeat this, drip. Drip can be used again as a verb as a noun. It means when a liquid falls in drops, drop by drop, that's called drip. So let me show you how to use it. Rainwater dripped down the ceiling. That means it started falling drop by drop down the ceiling. I'm quite sure it's clear. Maybe there was some sort of leakage, so that's why rainwater dripped down the ceiling. So I'm quite sure it's crystal clear. Up next we are going to focus on the 11th one, that is yawn. Let me repeat once again, it's yawn. Yawn is a verb, very useful word for everyday conversation. It's required for your everyday life. So it means to open the mouth wide and take a lot of air into the lungs and slowly send it out. That is called yawn. So normally when someone is tired or feeling sleepy, then they tend to do it and they open the mouth wide and take a lot of air into the lungs and slowly send it out. When you are quite tired or feeling sleepy, you tend to yawn. So you must have seen this quite often. When someone is tired, the person yawns. So let me show you how to use it. He was exhausted, that's why he started yawning. So I'm quite sure it's clear and it is quite natural. When you're tired or feeling sleepy, you tend to yawn. So friends, at last let's focus on the last one which is on your screen, that is sag. Let me repeat it, sag. Sag is a verb. It is very useful in your everyday English conversation. Try to remember and use it. It means to sink or bulge downwards. That's called sag. So it is very much important because you have to use it at times in our day-to-day English conversation. Let me show you how to use it. The sofa sagged. Maybe because of excess pressure and weight, it sagged. So I'm quite sure it's clear. So like this way you can use this wonderful word sag in your everyday English conversation. So friends, today in this session of conversation practice, I gave you 12 extremely important vocabulary for everyday English conversation, and I'm quite sure you are going to use all these 12 everyday English vocabulary in your conversation, and you can incorporate them in your writing also. And I'm quite sure whenever you get time, you'll try to make sentences and comment below. And I'm quite sure you have also liked this video like my other videos. So it is my earnest request to all of you once again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not wait. Immediately go ahead and subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon to get the first notification. So stay tuned for further informative videos, friends, and do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to Wisdom Zone.